Hey y'all, welcome back to Adventuring with Amanda. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Ooh, we have a little bit of that Quartzsite breeze coming through today. It's going to be a spectacular day though. I think low 70s. So in this video, we are talking about Quartzsite and some things that you will not want to forget if you are coming out here for the winter. Maybe it's your first time, maybe you need a refresher, or maybe you're just looking for a different perspective on necessary and somewhat crucial items that you'll want to pack or purchase for your season out in Quartzsite. Like this video and subscribe. We're going to get right into it. All of the ground out here in Quartzsite is extremely hard and rocky. I recommend bringing some sort of outdoor rug. This one that I have is 9 by 12. It's an RV rug, but it is a reversible outdoor rug. I purchased it here in Quartzsite on Main Street next to Woodstock Firewood and the Horny Toad. I think the price was around $65 a couple of years ago, but I do recommend it just for comfort and also because I have Winston, so this gives him a space to play and be comfortable so he doesn't always have to be walking around on the rocks. Yeah, I'm talking about you. So speaking of rocky ground, you will want to bring these things with you. If you need to stake anything down, you will want very heavy duty stakes. Yep, show everybody. Because you cannot drive those super cheapy stakes that typically come with like tents and shower tents into this ground. So you'll want to get these heavy duty ones. Amazon, Walmart, Harbor Freight, all sorts of places. Yep, show everybody. And then I use a sledgehammer. This is, I purchased this at Walmart. Hammer, sledgehammer, drill, something very heavy duty because there's no way. And since it does get so windy, you will want to have extra tent stakes to use guy lines if you have a tent, again, shower tent, clamshell, whatever. So make sure you come prepared with excellent quality stakes and something to drive them into the ground. Piggybacking on the issue of wind, wind is probably the worst weather condition that we experience out here. Quartzsite does get some rain. If you were at my meetup in January, yeah, I'm pretty sure we got the most rain and hail during my meetup, but you know, it is what it is. So wind is something that you have to account for, and it gets very brutal. It can get very brutal out here. And that's why I mention the tent stakes and having extra guy lines, because tents will blow away. The wind will rip tents to shreds out here and take them and pick up your tent, and you will find it in a wash the next morning. Trust me, I have so many friends that has happened to, so be prepared for that. And dust, it picks up the dust, so everything will get dusty. I carry these Swiffers in my van, and y'all know how clean I am, so the dust is just something I have to deal with consistently, but it is what it is. These are the heavy duty like pet Swiffers, so I just use them all the time to clean everything. One of my subscribers, John, likes to call me the Queen of Clean. John, I see you. I take that as a compliment. Yes, sir, I am the Queen of Clean. So bring your Swiffers and anything else that you will need to keep your rig or your outdoor area or your pets protected from the wind. Your biggest wildlife issue out here in the Quartzsite desert will be mice, desert mice. They are cute. They will cause a ruckus in your engine bay. That's why I leave my hood open, so I can make sure that the warmth stays out and the light stays in. I don't need rodents nesting in my engine bay. Now, I did have one in my cabin air filter this summer. Ironically, it did not happen in the desert. I got a mouse somewhere up north. I don't know when or what happened, but it was not out here in the desert. However, I've had lots of friends with mice problems, and I started using Grandpa Gus mouse repellent about 4 years ago. I have been using it consistently ever since. I got a mouse in my cabin air filter literally when I ran out of Grandpa Gus, and I don't think I sprayed it for about 3 weeks, and then I got a mouse. So this stuff is, I swear by it, and all I do is spray it all throughout my engine bay. You really want to spray it on like your wires, on the foam, anything that's crucial, because mice will chew your wire harness and you do not want that bill. I also spray it in my wheel wells. You can even spray it like on the rocks underneath, but I purchased this on Amazon. There's a link in the description. You can buy it other places as well. But you will also want to have lighting. So I have those string lights down there right now. They strobe at night, so you can put like lights underneath your engine bay, just on the ground, to make sure it's nice and bright under there. That will also help keep the mice away. And it gets really dark here at night. You can't see anything. We are very far away from the city, so all you can see is the moon and the stars at night. And with that lighting that I have on the ground, I also recommend that you bring some good outdoor lights, motion sensored lights, lanterns, anything you need to be able to get around your campsite at night. There are two major factors that drive people out to Quartzsite, Arizona in the winter. One being the weather, the other being free camping. But the weather, I mean, it's so beautiful. From November to February, we see the forecast span from anywhere from 55 to 75 degrees as a high, with lows getting into like the mid to upper 30s. That's around January and February. January and February are the coldest months. But all of this sun, this is what brings people out here. It's sunny a majority of the time. But that also means that there's no shade, and you need to bring your sun protection. Bring a hat, bring anything for your neck, because you'll be out in the sun all the time. And people always joke that they get a Quartzsite tan because we're walking around in shorts and t-shirts all winter. But I use SPF 100 like on my neck and my ears. You will want to protect yourself however you need to. So don't forget your hat, don't forget your sunscreen, and protective clothing if you need it. Also, there's no shade. So I typically will park my van so I have shade, so I can make shade when the sun starts to kind of make its way west, when it's warmest in the afternoon. Oftentimes I don't really need shade because I want to be out in the sun when it's a little bit chilly. But if you want shade, you know, I do have my awning, so have an awning or a tent, something that you can set up that will give you some reprieve from that sun that can be pretty toasty. If it's like today, like even in the low 70s, the sun can get pretty warm. I also have Winston's playpen. That's very important for him, for his safety and for the wind, and to keep dust out of his eyes and all that. And so he has some respite from the sun as well. So bring anything that you need to protect you from the sun, but that vitamin D, it's really nice. A lot of people ask me about condensation when I use my heater. Y'all, it's not an issue here in Arizona. And I'll tell you why as I put lotion on right now, because it is so freaking dry here. Like, if you've never been to Arizona, I'm sure you've heard that it's a dry heat. It is, y'all. There's like no humidity. This summer, well, the brief times I was back was probably the most humid I've ever felt it. But not only is it dry in Arizona, but in Quartzsite, it is drier than dry. And if you're not used to it and you're coming from humidity, it might be a bit of a shock to you. Now, I love the dry heat. Humidity to me is absolutely disgusting. I hate it. But this comes with compromises such as very dry skin. So you will want to make sure that you are especially hydrating, drinking a lot of water, and you need to bring lotion chapstick, Aquaphor, Vaseline, bag balm to put, especially on your feet and your hands. They will get drier than like you've ever experienced before. I literally have lotion in my backpack on my shelf in the back, and then my feet get so dry that I often have to put on like Vaseline and socks to give them some sort of moisture. That's how dry it is. My indoor thermometer, it's erroring out on the humidity because there is none. So it's just like, it's so dry. So be prepared for that. I have really weak skin because I have Hashimoto's disease, and like my cuticles and my hands, it's so bad. So I'm constantly having to put lotion on. So make sure you bring all that and expect very dry conditions. The nice thing is, after you shower, you don't have to worry about using a blow dryer because like your hair will dry really quick. The last thing in this video that I'm going to recommend you bring out to Quartzsite is emergency and cold and flu medicine, because cold and flu season is typically in the winter. And although most of us are outside enjoying this air and most people don't get sick, it is definitely possible that you pick up something while you're out here. And unfortunately, the stores in town are small. Quartzsite is extremely populated in the winter, which means that it can be very difficult to find medicine on the shelves at any of the stores in town. The closest Walmart is about 35 minutes away. If you're going the speed limit, there's an Albertsons about 25-30 minutes away. But those are the places that Quartzsite visitors go to shop, so you might not be able to find stuff on the shelves there either. I recommend coming prepared with those items just in case. So even if you're like me and like you never get sick, just have it on hand because you just never know and you don't want to be stuck without it. So I hope this video was helpful and informative to you. If you have questions, be sure to leave them in the comments. And if you have very specific items that you think are necessary for coming out to Quartzsite that I did not include, be sure to put those in the comments as well so we can all learn together. Thank you so much for being here and for watching this video. Remember to give it a thumbs up, turn on your notifications, and I will see you guys next time.